Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the starship Enterprise. Its 5-year mission, to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no man has gone before.
Hello, Shadowcat back with more Star Trek Cosmoteer. And last time we were here, we had a bad day. All right, let's just be honest here. We had a bad day. And oh, look at that, another ship. Since having a bad day, we have been doing everything we can to recover. And that has primarily involved sitting here and recovering as many crew as possible to try and fill up the Invincible, which is, of course, absolutely enormous. We're doing a pretty good job of it, too. The Invincible is now up to 830 crew, which is good. That's actually about what it suggests. And so, we're doing fine. Now, granted, it suggests having 858. There's 119 seats. So, I don't know exactly why it recommends having so many, but it does. Anyway, the last time we were here, we lost the Crossguard ship, which is not a terrible loss. It's not great, okay? It's not great, but at the same time, I never expected it to last very long. It was great to have along. It never really accomplished anything. All it was really there was to help keep the Fanged Freighter company, and in the end, it did its job. It saved the Fanged Freighter, giving the Fanged Freighter a chance to escape while it was destroyed. Okay, it's not the most glamorous way to go out, but it happened. Then, we went and fought that. And you can see all the wreckage in the cloud. It did not go well. That station is nasty. It's got cannons and missiles for days, and in addition, it had 4 patrol ships around it. And we killed every single one of them. However, it completely disintegrated, and I mean annihilated, like inside the warp core, matter-antimatter annihilated the Defiant. It's gone. I can't get it back. We lost the Invincible, too. However, I was at least able to recover the Invincible. I mean, here you go. There you go for small miracles. So, with the Invincible, I could at least do that. And now that we've got it recrewed, we have to ask a question. Do we make another ship? We don't have our Wolfpack ship anymore. Okay, the Defiant was built specifically to go through and harass other ships. And here I'm thinking we kind of do, but there's a problem. I want to design a ship. I really do. I want to design something new. I want to design something that's never been seen before. Something that's never been done. Something not necessarily canon, but I want to make our own ship. But in order to do that, we're going to need resources. More resources than just this. And that helps, but we're going to need more. Which means that pirate station, it needs to die. And so before we do anything, I think it's time we finish what we started. Its patrol ships are dead. Its defensive satellites are gone. And when we last left that station, it was wounded. I think it's time to finish it off. That's what we're going to do. We're going to finish it. I want the Fanged Freighter to do what you did before. I want you following the Invincible. Everybody else, I want right about here, I think. We are going to take the fight to them. We're going to destroy that station. We are going to render it to ashes. And then, from those ashes, I fully intend to birth a beautiful phoenix. I have no idea what it's going to look like. I have no idea what we're going to do. But whatever it is, it's going to be awesome. Yes, I'm aware that you're there. Don't worry, we're coming for you. I wonder, these clouds slow us down? It's going to be moving awfully slow. I guess it does still have one defensive satellite. I'm not worried about it. Alright, Fanged Freighter, I need you to hold back. Everybody else, though. Let's end this thing. Switching to tactical speed. There are no fancy maneuvers here this time. We're just going to go in there and blow it up. Now, where is that command center? There it is. There's one. That's a bridge. Target that. Okay. However, it has more than one. There's another bridge over there. There are an absolute ton of cannons firing. Need to get in closer. I want you to come right about there. The Enterprise is moving in. There is enough active defense that we're screening pretty much all the cannon fire. We need to hit that. Look at all the cannon fire going through theirs. Almost. It's dead. Oh, that thing is still a thing. Well, let's just let the Yamato handle it. Okay, it's handled. The phaser lance took care of that nicely. Which means I need you to come in here now. Couple of things we need to do. First of which is we need to dismantle this entire station. Did anyone take any damage? No, no one took any damage. This was a complete and absolute rout for them. Good, I intend to make the best of this. Oh, I had the wrong ship selected. Okay. First things first, let's begin deconstruction. This is going to take us a minute. Especially since I don't think we ever replenished your crew. You're still sitting at 131. It's not the greatest. However, we should be pretty safe here to go ahead and just build. I mean, goodness knows we have faced enough pirates. And by the way, while I was sitting there gathering crew, I found out that there is actually an ending to this game. And it's whenever you become legendarily famous, which just so happens at 10,000 fame. So we've achieved that. Who knew that there was an actual end to the game? I didn't. But either way, that's not our ending. We're not stopping yet. We are only done once this system has been completely surveyed. Oh, look at them go. The mining lasers combined with this just brute force. Come on, let them continue. Thank you. Okay, so now thinking about the ships that we're going to be making. Well, ships. The ship. A few things that we want to keep in mind. Number one, even if this is a completely unique creation, a few things that we have to remember. Number one, this is going to be a Starfleet ship, which means it must look like a Starfleet ship. Number two, it's going to need to be quick, or at least fairly quick, like the Defiant was. We can't have this thing lumbering along, but it also has to be armed to the teeth. This thing has to be absolutely a monster. It's got to be maneuverable, it's got to be quick, it has to be armed, it has to be armored. There's a lot that's going to go into this. So let's think about it. First things first. We have our grid. And we're in blueprint mode, so this is going to be fine. Go ahead and switch this to that. First things first, this has to go in the middle, and that is the shield core. Oh, we even have tiny impulse engines. Cool. Okay, first things first is the shield core, and we can see the blue rings. Those are going to be the sizes of the ship. So there we go. And I want to center the blueprint. There we go. So that is the center. Now, we already have the resources to make this happen, so that's going to be fine. Now, next things. Every shield core needs to have a warp core. Would you just... Thank you. Okay, this large warp core should work. Perfect, there we go. Next up, we're going to need to have a bridge. Because, like, that's non-negotiable, we must have a bridge. And it does not connect there very well. So, what if we were to not put that there? We know that we're going to need to have tractor beams. Now, where are we going to put the tractor beams? I could put the tractor beams here. There's a connection to the warp core, which is great. There's a connection to the shield core, which is also great. We can do that. Then, we need to have some sensors. Sensors plug in really nicely right there, but they can go over here as well. So that's helpful. And then if we go to get the bridge slots in nicely right there. We can fill that in. Perfect. Yeah, I can even put a second door right there. Okay. So there's a lot of our vital systems that we need just right there, ready to go. Now, since this has to be the center of the ship, everything that we build out from here, we'll have to do this kind of carefully. And I don't know what I'm doing yet. What I do know is that I intend on using everything that we have in here. Okay, every single thing that we've got in here, I intend to be using. So, let's start with... First off, how about some backup shielding? We're going to build ourselves kind of just an array here. And to do that... I could do it like this. This would work. Yeah, this would work. Okay, what if we do this as an array? We'll put these two things right here, which is kind of hard to see because of all the garbage that's in the way, but it's fine either way. We're going to do that. And then, of course, between them, We'll need some power. So we'll do that. Now, getting into these. We're going to need some cannons and phasers and just about everything else. Now, I happen to know for a fact that when we built the Invincible, and the Invincible is very mean, the Invincible has a total of 24 phaser arrays. That's a lot of arrays. Okay, that's an awful lot of arrays. We're going to do better. The Invincible has 24 Type 12 phaser arrays. It has 12 Type 12 forward triple-mounted pulse phaser cannons, and then it has 12 Type 12 rotary triple-mounted pulse phaser turrets, which we've got. It's got all those things, and we're going to do better. Because everything that we do here, if we can just, like, if we just add more, like, what if we did 16? Like, we can keep the 24 phaser arrays, but what if we did, like, 4 of everything on each side? Can we do that? We're going to try and do that. Okay, so things that we are going to try and do. We've got these burst torpedo launchers. And I'm going to go ahead and... what am I going to do with these? I could stick these here. I could also... There's a heavy phaser cannon, right? And not to mention the Defiant phaser cannons. Those are 2. These are 2. Okay. So the Defiance phaser cannons... Look like they're smaller, but maybe they fire faster. These, however, not only do these... Actually, you know, it probably doesn't matter. Either way, I think I want them. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to do this. We're going to go 1, 2. Okay, and that's going to give us 4 of them, which is great. 4 is what I wanted. But is that how I want it to go? I would have to put these down here to make this work. Which is not the worst thing in the world, honestly. I'm going to do this, actually. Ooh, actually, now that I think about it... I'm going to put one of those there. And I'll tell you why. I'll put another cannon here. These things are going to need power. And the torpedoes are going to need magazines. And so here's what I can do. Here's what I can do. We can go ahead and put power right there. We could put a magazine right next to it. And so, yes, one of these cannons will have to traverse one room to get to the power and back. One of these torpedoes will have to traverse a room to get to the magazine and back, but it will be adjacent and immediately available for one of them. And that's fine. That's great. We love that. That's really good. Okay, then. We got that. Next, we are going to need some phasers. And so for that... I am not going to mess around. We have these medium phasers. Now, this is something I haven't played with yet. So, here's the phaser lance, but these are medium phasers. They're kind of enormous. And I mean, just look at the size of that. That is 8 squares long. I don't know if I actually have room for 4 of these on each. But you know what? Nobody raised a quitter. I'm going to put one... Actually, I'm going to do this with them. I'll make it a nice symmetrical array. There we go. Okay, we can work with that. And not only can we work with that, but... Come on, let me work. That will even allow me to extend the size of these magazines. A little bit. I can fill in some of the space. Okay. And actually, it occurs to me, I'm going to be moving some of this stuff anyway. It's just a matter of how it's going to be, because this is all going to become like the basis for the saucer section. But this is so far looking like a really good array. Now, of course, it's going to need some filler right there. It's going to be very, very dependent on the shields. However, I mean, we have the same thing with the Invincible. The Invincible is completely exposed from the front, with just that little bit of that little bit of structure in front of it that they can fire through. And so we could do the same here, because we're going to turn this essentially into just a half moon section that we can then copy, paste, rotate everything else. Now I do wonder, does it matter where I put the phaser controllers? Like, can I put them here like this? Because that doesn't work on the other ones. On the other ones, I would have had to, put them like this. I guess we'll find out. Okay, so then I can take these. And let's try to just build around this. I can't hardly see what I'm doing. Okay, we'll do that. And then over here... What is this? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That doesn't work out great. But this kind of does. Okay, it's not perfect, but I mean, it seems to work fine. And then this is 6, and so I can just simply take these and put 1, 2, and we've got that. Now, if I select all of this, if I select all of it, and then I go to copy, and this one? Paste, yes. Okay. And here's what we're looking at. Now, if I draw everything in to tighten it up, it's going to look a lot like this. We do that, and then we can go through and blend. So, for example, we can take some of this, and we can Bring that up like that, which is great. Love it. However, we could just make that armor. We could absolutely make that armor. And, ooh, actually, I see a bit of a problem here. I cannot rotate these, but that's okay. That's okay. I already thought that might happen. That's fine. We have these turrets. Are they going to be as powerful as the cannons? No. No, they will not be. But since they are omnidirectional, it gives me opportunities. Now, I can go ahead and put armor here. Eh? Right? So I can put the armor there. And then come over here and start filling this in. Perfect. This is going to work. That's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. Okay. Now, the only slight problem I have is I have to move all this upwards. Slight problem, but not the worst thing in the world. It is actually very well centered on the bridge already. I mean, it's almost perfect. But it does have to move up. So we're going to take all of this, we're going to cut it, and move it up here, just like that. I will take these, cut them, and perfect, slot that right in place. I'll get rid of those for just a moment. Okay, so that's our center point, and the bridge is going to go right there. Perfect. Love it. The sensors will go right there like that. What's wrong with you? Why are you flashing like that? No crew, no crew. Obviously, there's no crew. I'm trying to say there's like... what's wrong? Has direct access, nearest powers, unit 2-way. I don't understand. Is this going to be like the deck cannons? It is going to be like the deck cannons. Well... okay, that's fine. That's actually fine. I'm not worried about that. Here's what we're going to do. Here's what we'll do. By the way, can I turn these? No, I can't turn those. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. I have a solution for this. Although, I don't have a solution for that. I still got to fix that. Here's what we're going to do. The impulse phaser cannon is going to go there and there. You know why? You know why this isn't a big deal? Because we still need to have point defenses. And we don't have those yet. So, we'll get these, ooh, actually dual point defense. Ooh, heavy point defense turrets. I like that. Okay, that's a better idea. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put you there. And, ooh, actually, no, I'll put you there. I'm gonna align these with the magazine, because I'm less worried about those. And then the turrets, the phaser turrets, the phaser cannon turrets, I will put next to the power generator. So, there, and there. And now those are flashing. Why are those flashing? What's the problem here? Can I not have those? Is it because they're too tall? Maybe it's because they're too tall. Okay. Well, then what about regular point defense turrets? Same thing. Okay, you're starting to make me angry now. What am I allowed to put there? Okay. Well, how about some bunks? Will you complain about bunks? To figure the rest out as I'm going. I do have a lot of space over here that I could be filling. Like, I wonder what happened if I put one there. Is this okay? That's actually okay. I guess as long as I have a power generator between them, it's okay. So how about we do this? I will just put in a full-on, what is this? A crew quarters right there. You guys will love it. The views are great. Until the first torpedo hits. After that, not so much. Okay, and the reason why that those are still flashing is because I didn't put any armor here. So, yeah, that'll help. Now, as for the rest of this, we'll get there in a moment. The shields cannot move, but that's okay. So the warp core is actually a pass-through. There's no access on the sides, but there's full doors on both sides. This is going to end up being a pass-through. And this is going to be the size of our hull then. So it's essentially going to look like this, because we'll make sure that it's got pretty thick armor on either side. We could potentially do even better by giving it its own shields. And given what we've seen, that might not be the worst idea. Although, with the Invincible, we saw that if you punch right down the spinal section of the ship, there's not enough not enough shields in the world that are going to save you. So, these will actually overlap enough to help shield it. And so here's the thing I'm going to do. Right there. And then we'll move the warp core down like that. We'll add some more of those, which do align nicely with the shield core. The doors line up. And we will add power there, and power there. Great, right? Don't worry, I've got more stuff coming. I got more stuff coming. This is gonna be fantastic. Okay. So that's got that armored and shielded, but we're not done up here yet. We're not done up here yet. I need engines up here. And it's going to need to have some big engines. The biggest we've got. Since I already know that I've got all of my weapons arrays filled in, I can turn everything else up here into crew quarters, manufacturing, storage, everything else like that. This should not be a problem, and as a matter of fact, this can all get filled in too. Except I'm not going to do that. That's going to be way too heavy. I can use that to fill in with other things, though. Like, for example, these crew quarters. Just like that. I mean, that's great. You can't fit too much more in there. I mean, there's these quad bunks, but they don't fit as nicely. I could do something like that. Yeah, we can do something like that. It's a little bit better. It helps. There's some space over here. I can add things like navigation lights. It's better than nothing. Up here, actually, since we've got the power, I'll add a couple more turrets. Oh, and I also got to fix that. Sorry, I got a solution. And it's just to extend that a little bit more. Boop, there we go. No more flashy. Everything is now copacetic. Okay, now, getting back to what we were doing. Engines. Because the saucer section is going to have its own drive. The engineering section, the hull, will have its own drive. They will work together. And I'm going to need to have an array up here because there's no external thrusters right now, and we're going to need to fix that. So here's what I think we're going to do. I got these great big thrusters, and here's what I want. I'm going to take these, and I'm going to plug these right here. Okay? Why? Why would I do something so silly? Because I can. And because this will actually work. This will give us our side-to-side. And I can come up here, and I can put these right here. There's not enough room for me to put two of them, but that's okay. I don't really need two of them. I can put one of them right there. That'll be part of our reversers. Next, however, it's going to be these two. Nope, these two. Perfect. I love it, actually. And that should be good for the saucers drive section. Then I just have to kind of fill this in. Just like right across there like that. And yeah, I can fill that in too, because they're not going... Well, actually, no, I can put stuff there. I can put things like fire extinguishers. Just in case we need them. We probably won't. If we're in a position where we need fire extinguishers, we're already in trouble. Then I can do that. I can grab these smaller ones. Like that. And I can do this. There we go. That's going to work out really well. I can even do this up... Well, do I want to do that? No, I don't really want to do that. I can do this. This will be okay. That'll be okay. I can do the same thing up here. At least I think I'm still allowed to put structure in front of the torpedo launchers. I don't remember now. If not, it's an easy removal. It's a very easy removal. Okay. So now that that's done, I think I'm going to split these apart a little bit. And I'll tell you why in just a second. Now that there's space between them, these things are 6 wide. I can do this. Ooh, that's actually not going to work the way I thought it would. I thought that would work out differently. There's no door access in the middle of these things. Okay, never mind then. Put them back together. I can still put this here, though. And so that's good. All right, other things that need to be fixed. That needs to be filled in. That could be filled in. That could be filled in. Like I said, I may put lights there. That's fine. Needs to be some room there. As a matter of fact, fill and fill. There we go. So now we have one great big beautiful saucer section. It's a little oddly shaped, but you know what? It's fine. Maybe it's a little on the big side, but it'll be okay. If I need to add more thrusters, I can do that. And as a matter of fact, I may need to. Warp nacelles, no, we'll get to that later. Plasma tubes. No, not you. These? Oh, wait, these only have doors. These have doors in weird places. Okay, I can't really use these. I mean, I can, but I can't. It's fine. I'll use these reactors instead. And wow, we are already over budget on steel, even with everything here. That's okay, though. That is okay. Because you know what we can do? You know what we can do? Check this out. Okay, you still have all of this space here, and we're going to use it. I want you to pick up steel. And I want you to pick up all of the steel. I'm going to put you guys to work. Okay. Back to work on this. So, things that we still need. It's going to need tractor beams. So we can install those. And those can go right there, which is a great place for them. Love it. Next things that we're going to need. We are going to need to have antimatter conversion. Now, when it comes to the fabrication parts of this, I do want to have it mostly up here. Actually, should I even be doing that yet? We're not even done with the hull section yet. No, we're not doing that yet. Okay, never mind. Hull section next. So, this is where things get a little bit interesting. We have 4 of the big phasers. We have 4 photon torpedo, or 4 torpedo launchers are not going to be photons, I'll guarantee you that. And cannons back here. We can make this work. So back here, here's what we're going to do. We're going to need a big phaser bank. Where was it? Here it is. Okay, big phaser bank. And we know for a fact that we know for a fact that we can't put the turrets next to each other and that all cannons have to point forward. So we got to put turrets back here. That leaves the torpedo launchers. Now, if I were to put all of them side by side, I could get 4, but then nobody can get into them. So I do have to leave a little bit of space, which means that we're going to be 10 wide at the back. I think I want to do it this way. Okay, we're going to do it that way. Why are we doing it this way? Because I'm then going to take these, put them right there like that. Those will be the magazines. Okay, makes sense so far. We can go ahead and put some hallway in there. We can fill in these gaps. And there we go. We've got the back of the ship. Now, where do we go from here? So, these medium phaser arrays have a rather limited arc. I could put them like this, which is not the worst thing in the world. It does leave us vulnerable from attacks directly behind. But maybe that's the way to go. If we do it like that, I'm thinking I could then take these, put one there, put one there, put one there, put one there. We will need to have controllers. I can put them there and there. We have pass-through. People can actually walk through the phaser beams. Don't ask me how. I haven't figured that out yet. I'm honestly not sure. But then, we come back here. I can get this heavy point defense. I can plug it in right here. And get the regular point defense turrets. Plug them in right there. But the one thing we're missing back here still is some shielding. I'm going to need additional shielding. Okay, scrap the point defense. Don't worry, we'll add more point defense in somewhere. Actually, I could put point defense right here. They'll fit. It's not bad. Okay, we'll do that. Additional shielding. I can't put much, but I can use these small ones. And they will overlap a little bit, and they will give us a little bit of extra security. So what about my magazine storage? That's fine. Just move it over a little bit. They can still access it between the two of them. We'll still fill it up. It'll still be fine, okay? It's fine. It's great. And then this entire thing, this entire array, which we have 4 phasers, 4 turrets, and 4 torpedoes. Let's just go ahead and finish filling this out. Just like that. already got that done. Filled in. Good. We'll select this. And we'll just butt it up right against here. Actually, let's delete that part. Cut it. And done. Perfect. Is it the prettiest thing ever? No, but I'm not done yet, so cut me some slack. Come on, let me go back to work. Let me make sure that we actually have throughput access here. We do. Good. Perfect. We do. Okay, now we're going to need some nacelles. And then we can get to filling some of this in and sculpting. So, nacelle. I guess I'll come over here to build it. Of course, we're going to go with the largest nacelles we can. And I think we have actually scalable nacelles now. 3x6, 3x9. Yeah, we actually do have extensions now. I'm not exactly sure how the extensions work. Maybe they go like that. Maybe they come down here. I don't actually know. But okay, this is fine. What we're gonna do is, obviously it can only be so big, so let's just go ahead and start by establishing that size. And for this, I think we'll do something creative. How about that? Let's do something creative. There we go. That's creative, right? Did I do a creative thing? I think I did a creative thing. I could put a little light in the end of it. How about that? Is that more creative? Ooh, actually, exterior light. I can point it that way. I'm trying new things here. Maybe not a headlight. Maybe just a regular indicator light. Okay, now. I don't have too much more room to play with here. These things are going to be big. And I've already got 4 engines up there. We're probably going to have another 4 engines back here, honestly. Actually, that's a really good point. Where am I even going to put the engines? So the engines, because we're going to be drawing on the design we've been using before on the other ones. If we come back here to the Invincible, we've got this setup going on, and this is a really good setup. I like this setup a lot. As a matter of fact, I like that too. Just so that the nacelles have some extra protection. We're going to copy that. So let's go ahead and grab this. Put one there. And then we're going to have storage over here, so we'll grab that. Maybe not a ton of storage, though. We'll leave some open walkway. One more. Put that there, that there, that there. Perfect. And then we'll just run the hull down. It's not perfect, but we'll make it work. Okay. So there's our nacelle, and we just need to round it off a little bit in the front. If I use those, it'll end up pointy, but I don't want it to be pointy, I want it to be more rounded. So we'll just do that. And then we can do that. Actually, no, we'll use the other one. And then I can put a light right in the middle. Oops, I did that wrong. There we go. Fixed it. Okay. So, before I can move those, I need to now get the nacelle struts going. Now, where am I going to put them? This is kind of the major walkway. So this should probably be the best place to do it. I do have a lot of space here that I'm not using, but I have an idea for that. So I've got these twin bunks, and we can bring these all the way down. And they don't fit. They don't fit properly, but this is a good thing. Okay, so now I have to make a decision. Do I move this up or down? And I think I want to move it up more. Perfect. I think that's good. I think that's going to be good. Gotta make sure to put these doors back in. Actually, now that I think about it, one thing that I am going to need back here is going to be power. So that's not going to be a walkway. That's going to be power. Because we're going to need it. Oh, interesting. Very interesting. I didn't realize that I couldn't put that there. Okay. I need to look at this. Aha, I can actually turn these. There we go. So we'll do that. That one is good. And this one down here is also good. So just that one really needs to be turned. And that's fine. Perfect. Okay, and then these spaces in here... I can fill with things like fire extinguishers. That's perfect. There we go. Fire extinguishers. Safety first. Okay, now back up here. We are going to need our engines. And we're going to put one here, and one here, one there, one there. That'll give us a total of 8 impulse engines backwards and 6 forwards. Oh, you know what we also didn't put back here? We did not put any impulse thrusters. That's a bit of a problem. However, not one that is insurmountable. Because I can put them on here. Okay?